All right. I am here with Kathren Hatayama. Hey, Kathren.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
So good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you could be on. So you're with Douglas Elman in LA,
Yes.
and you are going to tell us today how to get two additional listings from one of your listings, right?
Yes.
How do you
Yes.
do it?
So, you know what? I'm about 2 years on my own in this business.
Okay.
Technically three. I was an assistant for a year, and I have been getting a lot of business from my friends and family. But
Mhm.
I kind of thought to myself, I was like, it's not consistent enough, right? I can't rely on just my friends and family to do things. I needed
Right.
another strategy. So in the end of 2020, I integrated Vulcan 7, which is a cold calling system basically,
Mhm.
and it has completely changed my business. It has been
Yeah, we
supplemented
love them.
with,
I use that. I've been using Vulcan 7 for like, I don't know, it's been more than 10 years.
yes, I mean, for good reason. I could just go on for hours about them, but basically, like, I am so passionate about them because their data is so good
Yeah.
and they offer so much support, so
Yeah.
if you need it, they offer that.
Hmm.
So I started with Vulcan 7. I got trained, which is part of their service, which is amazing,
Hmm.
by their experts. And I'm the kind of person, it's like, tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Right.
Like, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I'm
Yeah.
super coachable.
Right.
So I had a listing come up from a friend, a sphere of influence, if you
Yay.
will. And the Vulcan 7 team, the coaches were telling me, they're like, oh, every listing you get should give you another.
At
And I'm
least
like,
one.
yeah. And I'm like, how do
Yeah.
you do that exactly? Like, what do you mean? Right. And so, anyway, I started calling the neighbors and just
Mhm.
basically telling them about the success of this sale. It was obviously, we're in a seller's market, but the way I presented it, I have a strategy for that. And it just was a record for the neighborhood. And all I did was call the neighbors and tell them about it. And then kind of just very politely inquired if they had any real estate needs.
Right.
And it gave me two listings within
Oh my,
1 month of this one.
that's
So
awesome.
it's really interesting when the neighbors see success and see a long line outside a house or see what the
Hmm.
prices, go for. They're thinking and their wheels are turning, but
Right.
you need to be active and reach out to them and
Right.
say, hey, I had a lot of success here.
Right.
My script kind of goes, hey, it's Kathren. I'm a realtor in your area. I
Mm.
just sold the house at the corner of, Broad
Whatever.
in
Yeah.
this case. We had multiple offers. We went 100,000 over the listed price.
Hey.
And I'm calling to see, have you had any thoughts of selling?
And that's it.
That's it.
That's
And
it.
that's it. And if they give me a little bit of room, like, we've thought about it, we considered it, that is a lead to me. And that is
Yes.
somebody I will follow up with to the death.
Yeah. Until they die or they disconnect or block you. But I think too, like, I, I want to back up. Like, one, I believe absolutely what you said is true. When you get a listing, your sign is in the yard. You should get at least two additional transactions from that sign. If you are not, you're doing it wrong.
100%.
100%. But
And
I also think you should call. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say a lot of realtors will do like wine and cheese for the neighbors and a twilight, which is really great and a nice way to introduce yourself to the neighborhood.
You don't need to do all
But
that.
it's not enough. I think that a lot of people don't want to do the hard work. And the hard
Yeah.
work is getting on the phone and grinding it out and finding that
Yeah.
needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
And if you can just do that, it can
Yeah.
bring you so much money. So
Right.
maybe one listing from a friend, but now it brought me two. And by the
Right.
time those two sell, another friend is going to need help with something.
Exactly.
So it's like a way to have consistent business, and I'm so passionate about that because
Yeah.
it's an hour or two a day,
Right.
right?
It's not much.
No, it's
As
not.
long as you're doing it at the right times, right? So like well, first of all, I want to kind of hone in on something you said before too. So it's like you have your sphere of influence, but you realize based on your goals that that sphere alone, you needed more people in your sphere. And so what you did was said, okay, I'm going to make new friends. And the way that you did that was by calling expires for sale by owners and neighborhood prospecting. And then when your sphere gets big enough to support your goals, then you're done. I mean,
Exactly.
if you want, you
Yeah.
know?
I think that, what I'm doing today is helping me build a repeat and referral business, because these
Correct.
people that I am cold calling and that I am selling their house and I don't know them and they don't know me,
Yeah.
they're becoming my sphere. So
Right.
every time I do a
Exactly.
sale like that, I'm just building a bigger database. And at
Exactly.
some point in 5 years from now, maybe my phone's just going to ring with come list me calls. And that's the
Yeah.
goal, right? But you have to
Exactly.
put in a little bit of hard work
Just a
in
little bit.
for awesome outcomes at the end.
Yes. But like, okay, so you got the listing from a friend. So that was sphere of influence, but you got 2 additional deals in the neighborhood because of it. Now you have 2 signs in the neighborhood. Now you're calling again. So you called before, you're calling again. They're like, wow, she must be the neighborhood expert. And
Yep.
now you have a neighbor, you have a geo farm.
Yep.
Boom,
Exactly.
you're the expert.
Exactly. And
Easy.
there's so many ways to do business too. Like I was saying, like, even tonight I'm having a block party with 70 people with a live band in my garage. Like there's so many ways to do business.
Yeah.
But I think to myself, okay, every day that I wake up and it's a work day, I have to do something that's money making.
Right.
What's a money making activity? And my calendar is color coded. And if it's a money making activity, it's in green.
Nice.
And part of that is calling people and connecting with people and letting them know every single day that I'm here to help. Can I help you? Right.
Right.
So I think that, as soon as I get another listing, Los Angeles is huge.
Yeah.
So as soon as I get another listing, even if it's from Sphere or it's from that neighborhood, now I'm calling that neighborhood and getting more from it. And it's really rewarding. And it's so much more rewarding when you put the hard work in and you get the amazing outcome.
Well, it's just a much better return on your investment of time to make these neighborhood calls. And like you said, they're easy. Hey, we had success here. Have you thought about selling? Right. And that's it. Now, I think you should call first too when you list it, because then you can say, hey, this is your chance to choose your neighbor. Ha ha ha. Right? Who do you know in the neighborhood that's thinking of selling? And they're like, nobody. And then I like lean in. I'm like, well, who do you not like? And I'll make sure to call them.
Right.
And they think it's funny and then they like you and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I've done a lot of research and I've worked with the Vulcan coaches on this as well. Mm-hmm. So I have a script for just listed, in escrow, and sold. And I found, and they will concur with me, that the most effective script is the in escrow one. Okay. Because we're talking about, for instance, this house that I sold in January had 45 offers. That's nice. 44 people missed out on this house and are looking for a house in your neighborhood.
Like this.
There's nothing that's untrue about this, right?
Right. So, yeah, never lie. Yeah. Never lie. Yeah.
Of course not. Right. So it's like, listen, there's 44 people who are looking to live literally on your street.
Right. Literally. Right. Like this happened.
Yeah. And congratulations, because your house is worth so much more than what you bought it for.
Even if you hadn't thought about moving,
how much money you can make in this market?
Exactly. Like, I know you haven't thought about moving now, but like, you should. Like, do you want to talk about that? Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Like, who do you know that wants to make a lot of money right now?
I know, right? I can help them. That's so funny. I love it. So if they're interested, Vulcan 7 does have like a 30-day challenge right now going on, where I have not seen a company that will back up their product like this. I mean, it's like a money back guarantee return. Like, you will get a listing if you follow the steps. Kathren, you are like the poster child. Like, you'll get 3 listings at least if you follow the steps, right?
It's there if you want it. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's just easy. It's hard. It's a lot of work. There's some days I don't want to call, right? On the days that I feel good and I'm like into it and I'm ready, I take advantage of those days, So it's being consistent. If you haven't read The Compound Effect, that's a book that we talk about all the time on Vulcan 7, because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's calling, it's stockpiling leads, and it's following up. And deals are done usually between, like, I think it's the 5th and the 12th contact, 80% of sales are made. So you compile these leads and then you follow up with them. Yeah. And by that time, they're like, yeah, you know what, Kathren, just come over. I need you. I need you.
Please.
I'm like a friend at this point. And it's awesome.
That's awesome. I love it. So if you want to take learn more about the challenge, they can actually go, we have an affiliate link with them. So it's vulcan7.com/Jennifer Mertland if you want the best deal, the best pricing, everything like that. But Kathren, if people want, if they have questions for you specifically, or maybe they have a referral in Los Angeles, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So text me, that's the easiest way. And it's 424-298-0616. And that is, I mean, I'm always on my phone. Us realtors, what are we going to say, right?
All right, right.
Third arm. So just text me. I'd love to help anybody who's listening to this. Absolutely.
That's awesome. I appreciate you. And thanks for making it so easy, because that's like half the battle is like, what do I say? Right.
Yeah.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh. And that's also, I have so many tips on that too. But yes, if you figure out what you want to say and you're well scripted and it's organic, it just comes out like conversation.
Feels like you.
Do it. So put a little bit of effort in now to make a lot of money and build a business for a lifetime.
Exactly. Cool. Thanks a lot, Kathren. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it.
See ya.
Bye.